Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. I was having a conversation yesterday with somebody on the ferry about low-fat foods, and what this lady was telling me is that she was just buying all low fats and she was doing a low-fat diet, but she was really frustrated because she wasn't losing weight. And I said, well, when you're saying you're doing low-fat, what is it you mean? And she said, well, I only buy foods that are low fat. Like this muffin is supposed to be fat-free. And I smiled and tried not to laugh out loud too hard. And I said, well, what other low-fat or fat-free foods are you eating? And she said, my ice cream's low-fat, my cheese is low-fat. And she just went on listing all these things that she always looks for low-fat. And trying not to get too carried away in laughter, I asked about, well, just out of curiosity, how much of these foods are you eating? And I said, you know, like the ice cream, how much of it are you eating at a time? And they were pint size, and she said, oh, I usually only eat about a half of a pint. And I said, but you understand that's 2 servings because those pints are 4 servings. And I said, can I see the label that goes with that muffin? And I looked at the muffin and it was 3 servings. And she was eating the whole thing. And so we started talking about, well, what is low fat, and started talking about all the sugar that's in low fat and fat-free foods, and just really talked about the importance of getting away from low-fat and fat-free packaged foods, processed foods. Absolutely go low-fat, but go with real food, and to stop using these packaged things, these man-made things. And it reminded me of a report that I had read a while back. I had to do some sleuthing to find it, but I came across it. It was in VegSource from April 25th of 2011. It says the rise of obesity is usually blamed on too much eating and not enough exercising. But Robert Lustig, MD, a UC San Francisco pediatric neuroendocrinologist, asks us to look beyond the obvious. Yes, more Americans are overweight today than 30 years ago. Kids are still getting heavier compared to prior generations of kids. But behaviors that some might refer to as gluttony and sloth are merely consequences of the true cause of the epidemic, Lustig says. Food was just as abundant before obesity's ascendance. The problem is the increase in sugar consumption. Sugar both drives fat storage and makes the brain think it's hungry, setting up a vicious cycle, according to Lustig. More specifically, it is fructose that is harmful, according to Lustig. Fructose is a component of the 2 most popular sugars. One is table sugar, sucrose. The other is high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup has become ubiquitous in soft drinks and many other processed foods. Lustig believes that fructose generates greater insulin resistance than other foodstuffs, and that fructose calories therefore fail to blunt the appetite in the same way as other foods. Unlike conventional calorie counters, Lustig does not believe all food calories have the same impact on fat storage and energy expenditure, regardless of whether they come from fat, protein, or carbohydrate. Fructose, a type of carbohydrate, is not metabolized like other foodstuffs, and not even like glucose, the other major carbohydrate. In addition, Lustig claims that fructose is just as bad as alcohol in causing fat storage in the liver and in causing fatty liver disease. Much of the processed food labeled reduced fat instead has sugar added to make it more palatable. But when it comes to harmful health effects, sugar is worse than fat. Consumption of either results in elevated levels of artery-clogging fats being made by the liver and deposited into the bloodstream. But fructose causes even further damage to the liver and to structural proteins of the body while fermenting excessive caloric consumption. Lustig prescribes 4 simple guidelines for parents coping with kids who are too heavy. Get rid of every sugared liquid in the house. Kids should drink only water and non-dairy milks, so like rice milk. Provide carbohydrates associated with fiber. So no, not muffins, but brown rice, oatmeal. Wait 20 minutes before serving second portions. Because if you allow yourself to eat a little bit of food, allow your body to start digesting, allow it to start moving through your digestive system, in about 20 minutes you're probably going to feel like you've eaten enough food and you're not going to be hungry anymore. Have kids buy their screen time minute for minute with physical activity. That one I absolutely love. I had never heard or even thought of that concept before. But what he's saying there is if your kids are going to watch 60 minutes of TV or play 60 minutes of computer games, then that's 60 minutes that they're going to be doing some sort of physical activity, whether it's something with Wii Fit or out on a bicycle or out, playing football or softball or soccer or tennis or swimming or whatever it might be, but to have that trade-off, that they're going to sit and do something, they're also going to be out and be physically active. And I just think that's a marvelous formula and a great way of getting kids out and moving. And of course, one of the dilemmas that I always hear from people is, oh, I just can never give up, my breads, or I can never give up my cheese, or I can't give up my McDonald's hamburger, or the French fries, or the potato chips, or my Diet Coke, or whatever. And that's where the hypnosis comes in. You truly can change your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors with hypnosis. And you can stop the cravings. You no longer have to crave salty, crunchy foods, or the sugar foods, or the diet sodas, or regular Coke, or whatever. You can let go of those cravings and create healthy cravings. And the great news is not only when you change your thoughts and your emotions and your behaviors about it, all it takes is 21 days to get all new taste buds, and you go 21 days without drinking soda and just drinking water. In just 3 weeks, the next time you go to take a sip of soda, it's going to be too sweet, it's not going to taste good, and all you're going to taste is all the chemicals. Or you bite into something like a muffin or a candy bar, and it's just going to be nasty. It only takes 3 weeks to change those taste buds. So look around here at Hypnosis Health Info and at Slender for Life, at all the tools and the resources that are here to support you in letting go of the sugars, letting go of the fats, letting go of the processed foods, and get back to real food that is plant-based, that looks like it was dug out of the earth, picked off a plant or a bush or out of a tree. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.